Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me tonight. I've got a real treat for you. We're going to dive headfirst into the world of cosmic corruption. Yes, that's right, corruption that's out of this world, or maybe it's just out of this limited identity. Let's get started. You know, there's this guy named Sadhguru who's all about spirituality and the path to enlightenment. He says that corruption is all about limited identification. Basically, if you think it's all about me and mine, corruption is already knocking at your door. So, if you're planning to take over the world or just move up the corporate ladder, here's some advice on how not to become corrupted by power. First off, Sadhguru wants us to know that power itself doesn't corrupt people. It's people who are corrupt. It's like that superhero origin story gone wrong. They get the power, and suddenly they're wearing capes made of corruption. But hey, if you're not corrupt to begin with, you won't magically turn into a supervillain when you gain power. Easy, right? But what's corruption, you ask? Well, Sadhguru breaks it down for us. It's when me becomes more important than you. You know, it's like when you're at the buffet, and you load up your plate with all the good stuff, and you don't care if there's enough left for the folks behind you. That's corruption on a small scale. Then, there's this cosmic idea of corruption. Sadhguru suggests we make corruption cosmic. Because why settle for corrupting just one person when you can corrupt entire galaxies, right? It all starts with identifying with something. First, it's your body, then your spouse's body, and before you know it, you're identifying with your entire family, community, nation, and beyond. Family? Oh yeah, according to Sadhguru, that's where corruption begins. You've got what's ours and what's not ours. It's like a sneak preview of your future corruption. Then it escalates to community, nation, race, religion, and probably even your favorite sports team. Different levels of corruption, folks. But here's the kicker. Corruption isn't just about embezzling millions or taking bribes. It's also about favoritism. You know when you cry a river for your kids, but when you see starving kids on the street, not a single teardrop falls? That's some low-level corruption right there. And guess what? If you become a big shot, your corruption becomes headline news. So, maybe hold off on running for prime minister until you're sure you won't cry more for your kids than for the entire nation. The big takeaway here is that corruption is basically having a limited identity. You identify with something, and you're bound to exclude someone else. If you're all about me, you'll rob your neighbor. If you're all about your community, you'll probably outdo the neighboring community at their expense. And if you're all about your nation, well, you get the idea. But here's the solution, according to Sadhguru, the spiritual path. It's all about moving from a limited identity to an all-inclusive one. When you say, I am a devotee, it means you're ready to dissolve your limited identity. There's no more me or mine, just we and ours. So, if you want to avoid cosmic corruption, become a meditative. Because, as Sadhguru says, they're the only ones incapable of being corrupt. And there you have it, folks. The secret to avoiding corruption in a nutshell: become a meditative, dissolve your limited identity, and remember, corruption is just another word for meism. Now, who's ready to meditate their way to incorruptibility? Thank you, and good night.